Welcome to the multi-domain command and control card game. This is a game where you and an opponent play against each other, trying to reduce your opponent's hit points, HP, from 20 down to 0. Now the first step of the game is strategic investment. There are a bunch of different cards in the game coming from cyber, air, and land. So you have to select cards from each of those 3 domains to add to your deck that you think will have the best chance of beating your opponent and successfully defending against his or her attacks. Each card in the deck has some basic features. For example, let's look at the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. In the upper left-hand corner, you've got the cost, then you've got the name of the card, along with a picture. You have the role that it plays. In this case, it's a multi-role aircraft in the air domain. Then you're going to have attack and defense as applicable to the card. You're going to have the requirements for using the card in the game, and then the traits or characteristics that the card brings to the gameplay. At the bottom, you have a description of the real-world weapon system, as well as the attack and defense points in the lower right-hand corner. The purpose of this game is to demystify cyber terminology and concepts within the context of military operations. Cyber is not magic dust and requires steps in a kill chain just like kinetic forces. Second, it explores touch points and force trade-off decisions between cyber and kinetic options. And third, it's designed to elicit a discussion between airmen across various functional communities on how to build winning strategies. This game is a deck building game, which means out of all of the cards in existence, you have to put together your top 40 cards that you think will have the best chance of winning, not having more than 2 of any one card in your deck. Your deck of 40 cards will be broken into one group of 6, which will be your starting hand. Choose these cards wisely, as these are the capabilities that you take to the battlefield. And the other 34 cards, they're going to be your supply draw that go to your left as you start the game. As you purchase cards from your hand, you will discard the same number of cards from your hand as the cost that's shown on the card in the upper left-hand corner. When you buy that card, you're going to place it down in front of you horizontally. This signals that you are deploying this card to your battle space and paying the appropriate cost. However, you cannot use this card for attack on your current turn or for defense on your next turn. At the beginning of your next turn, you're going to choose 3 cards from your supply pile and add them to your hand. You're also going to turn your deployed cards horizontally to now face vertically to show that they are now ready for attack or defense on the current turn. You then have the option of deploying more capabilities from your hand, paying the appropriate cost, or employing capabilities by turning over the cards in front of you and taking actions as appropriate. So here you go, let's check the game out.
So my initial strategy in this game is just to come in air heavy, be ready to attack right off the bat, and then hopefully be able to withstand an attack from Brad and see what I can do from there.
My initial strategy is to deploy a lot of cyber cards and remove his capabilities on the game board and run him out of cards. Cyber cards don't particularly have a lot of attack, so the whole goal of him is to lose his hit points. I'm going to deploy some of my assets I'll be using in the future. I'm done.
You're done? Okay, so now for my turn, I get to draw 3 cards before I have to make any decisions. And then I will be deploying 3 cards as well, and mine have costs associated with them, so I also need to spend cards in the discard pile for the costs. And then it's your turn.
I will draw my 3 cards. I will employ and activate 2 scanning and fingerprintings to better my chances at a worm attack. And because my 2 worms my 2 scanning printings give +1, that's +2 to my worm, so I need a 1 or higher, therefore I don't need to roll a die. So for each turn after this, you will need to draw an extra card and then randomly discard one of them. And I'm going to employ and activate 2 fishing cards to help for future cyber attacks. And cost of this card, and my turn is over.
Okay, so because of your worm, I will draw 4, and then I will randomly discard one of them. And then I will begin my turn. So I will be employing these 2, and then the spending cost associated with it, and I will deploy these 3. And activate this access control list, which does a -3 to any of your future gaining access attempts. And then it is your turn.
It also makes me re-roll my current worm, so I need to re-roll for that one as well. So because I got +2 here, that's 1, that subtracts 3, so that's 4 or higher, so 4, 5, or 6. 5, I get to keep it out.
Lucky.
You're good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Going to draw my 3. Alrighty. So we're going to, let's see, employ this card. Deploy that card. And we're going to say it's your turn.
It's my turn. So I still am drawing 4 and discarding 1 because of your worm. So discard that one. I will employ these 2. And then I will also deploy this 1 and do the spending costs associated with it. And then I am going to form a strike package here between the F-22 Raptor, the KC-135, and the EC-130H. So I will be attacking with the F-22, and the requirement for that is a refueler, which I have. And then it is a stealth aircraft, and then what this EC-130H does is it prevents you from employing non-revealed units for defensive counter-air. So even if you have defensive counter-air units, you can't deploy them. So in this attack, then, it takes 2 damage from your initial 20 hit points that you have. And then it's your turn.
Awesome. I'll draw my 3. Going to employ, we're going to deploy. Deploy that one, does not have a cost, and then we're going to also deploy that card. And we're going to trash for the cost of those cards. Those 2. It's your turn.
My turn. So I'm drawing 4 once again, and discarding 1. We'll employ this one. And then we'll deploy both of those and pay for them. And I'm going to add these 2 to this strike package. So this is the F-15E Strike Eagle, which does not have requirements for attack, And then on top of this, I'm going to attach a drop tank, which gives it the ability to strike 2 targets. In this case, any defensive counter that you may have deployed. And then I will attack you with this strike package, so that will be 4 against
2, 2, and then another 2. Are you hitting me twice
2,
or the
2.
one?
Yeah, yes, I am. So
Okay.
5. Then.
You're hitting me twice.
Or 6, yeah,
6.
sorry.
Now, is
So
that a
6.
single charge?
Yes, it is. Okay. So this gets discarded now. And it's your turn.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to activate another worm. So we have -3 there for any gaining access cards. What I didn't notice earlier is I have +1 to gaining access card attempts here. Actually, I have +2 here. I didn't roll for those, so I'm going to leave those there and not roll for them. And just use these 2 with that one. So I need a 4 higher again. Got my 3. That was a good try though.
It was.
All right, we're going to activate this +2 to spoofing. And then I am going to attempt to spoof you. So with this +2 to spoofing, since I have a scanning and fingerprinting, which is a requirement, I can roll a 3 or higher, because that card doesn't do for just gaining access. So I need a 3 or higher. Sorry, mine's 2, 3 or higher, that's right. 4, awesome. So I can confuse an enemy C2 or discard a deployed or revealed enemy card. So we're going to discard your refueler.
The refueler?
Your refueler. And because I successfully drew on this, we're going to keep this out on the board, and I get to use this each turn. We're going to employ that one. We're also going to do the same thing, another spoofing attempt. And because I have a +2 here, I get to do a 3 or higher as well. I got a 1, so we're going to throw that spoofer away.
Good.
Good. That card's gonna hurt.
You ready?
Yeah. So far, he's hit me with a refueler and a couple of F-16s and F-15s. However, I just took out his refueler, so he's unable to attack me with any planes that require it. So now I'm able to start setting up my spoof and take him out with any other cards that I need to and start decreasing his hit points.
I came out strong, started hitting him pretty hard, but right now I don't have any refuelers, and he's got that spoofing card out, so he's pulling away some of my best assets. We'll see if I can pull some more attack cards though, where I can continue striking and hopefully win. So I'll draw 4 again, discard one of them. Oh, and I will employ these. That only applies to face-up cards, correct?
Which ones?
The spoofing?
Yeah, but I'll do that on, correct. Wait, deep, just faced, because I could take out something that's deployed. Deployed.
So it works. It could work on these,
Yes.
even if I don't flip them over?
Correct.
Okay. I will play this, I'll employ this, and spend that. And then I will add this. I will move these 3 over to the strike package since this needs a refueler and I no longer have one. And I will attack with these 2 F-15s as well as the EC-130H. So this again prevents you from employing non-revealed counter air. And then these 2, the combined attack there is 4.
Awesome.
Then it is your turn.
Awesome. I'm going to activate this F-22 Raptor. I'm also going to draw my 3 cards, because that would be helpful. And I'm going to remove your F-15, one of them. Let's see. Going to lay down some cards. There you go.
You ready?
Yep, it's your turn.
Draw these 4. Discard 1 randomly.
That sounds unpleasant.
It's okay. Make do. Yeah, I will employ that one. Deploy that one and pay for it. And then I am going to attack you once again with this set.
I'm going to defend with my Raptor. So I'm going to take out your F-15 Eagle. And you're going to take out my F-22 Raptor.
It's your turn.
I want to remove... You know, we'll get there in a moment, actually. I'm going to draw my 3 and see where I want to go from here. So we're going to use one of my cards. So we're going to activate this dumpster dive, and if I get this roll 2 or higher, it removes any access control list which you have on the board currently. Do you have anything that blocks reconnaissance, Cyber? I don't believe you do. So I just need a 2 or higher. Got a 5, we're gonna remove that. Awesome. I'm going to get ready to activate these cards. I just put that one down. And
Okay. Draw 4 once again. Discard 1 randomly. Going to go
you're running out of cards there.
lay that one down. Discard that to pay for it. Yeah, it'll work out. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Awesome. Gonna draw my 3. We're going to activate this refueler. Ooh. Flip that card up a little too early. That's fine. We're going to put this one down. We're going, I'm done. So I got my refueler out there with no support.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay. I will draw my 4.
That's 3
Discard
left.
1. Yes, it is. And I will employ this one. Leave that there. Actually, yeah, I'll employ both of those. And then I'm going to purchase that one. With these 2. And then I'm going to activate this, and I'm going to strike at your KC-135 with this F-16, and you cannot employ non-revealed units for defensive counter, so then that goes away. And then that is the end.
Awesome. I'm gonna draw my 3. We're going to activate this counter to air. And turn that card, lay that card down. We're gonna activate this as well. Not that I can use to attack, but I can use it to defend. I'm gonna flip over this ransomware. Flip over the ransomware, and I have a gaining access card here. That's what it requires, and it's single use. And if I get a 2 or higher, you have to discard half of your cards, which is 1 currently in your hand. So I got a 6.
So you have to discard one of
Just
these?
discard 1.
My turn?
Your turn.
All right, so I'm supposed to draw 4. I can only draw 3, so I lose 1 health point because of that. And then, do I still discard one of these?
Well, let's go with no.
No? Okay.
We discarded your health point. We'll take that.
Yeah, so I'm going to deploy these 2 and spend that cost to activate them. And then I'm going to activate this card with these. So this is the HH-60, return pilot / crew, down to aircraft, return to hand instead of discard. And then I'm also going to deploy, or to activate this, the operationally responsive space. So it adds +1 to air units when they strike. And then I'm also, no, that's my turn.
I'm going to draw my 3. Activate my F-15. And my F-15 does not need a unit, so we are going to move the card below the F-16 real fast. The one, there we go. I'm going to fly in and hit your F-22 Raptor with my F-15.
Yes.
Because I don't need a refueler.
But this is stealth.
Oh, it is stealth,
as
right? I
well.
can't see stealth. You're correct. So I'm gonna come in and hit your F-16 Fighting Falcon, actually.
Okay.
Because that's not stealth, I can see it and I don't need a refueler. So you can either defend the F-22 or shoot back, and I have 1 hit point.
So I will defend with the F-22.
So I see. Okay, and I die and you don't. That makes sense. I'm going to, Actually, he was there. I'm good. Your turn.
You're good? So I'm supposed to be drawing 4. So that takes 4 health points away from me. So I will activate this, and I am going to attack your ground unit.
Okay, I'm gonna
With
defend with my F-22
This,
that you can't see.
yes.
Right.
So then this dies.
Yes.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna draw my 3. So something I should have been doing is taking out a card of yours. We're going to remove the F-22 from the board. I don't like it. I'm tired of looking at it. We're going to get ready to use that. Throw some for these costs. And I'm done.
Okay, so supposed to be drawing 4 again, so that takes 4 more health points away from me. Yeah.
Going to draw my 3. Get ready to use these. I'm going to go ahead and activate both my F-15 and F-16. So your F-16 has 1 health and 1 hit point. I'm going to send in this F-16, since it doesn't have a requirement, and shoot at your F-16.
So I will defend it with this F-22. That's stealth.
I can't see, so I'll lose that one. And then we're going to remove the F-22. And I'm going to shoot down your F-16 with my F-15. And since I only have 1 hit point and your attack has 1 attack, it shoots down mine as well. Yes. So we both lose both of those. That is my turn.
Okay. So I'm going to employ this card.
After you lost 4 hit points.
Yes, after I lost 4 hit points again. That's my turn.
So I'm going to, I draw 3, but I can only draw 1. So I lose 2 hit points myself. I am going to use those later. Get ready to use this one next turn. That has a cost of 1. And I'm going to remove your A10. I'm done.
So I lose 4 hit points as well. And I'm done as well.
I lose 3 hit points. I'm going to end my turn.
And because I lose 4 hit points on that, I'm at 0.
Good game.
Yeah.
Good game. As a winner, of course, of this card game, I successfully deployed my cyber units, and I was able to make sure Jake did not have any planes left over, and I won the card game.
So I ended up losing. Wasn't able to strike him hard enough at the beginning. The worm really started to take its toll at the end with having to pull 4 cards and losing 4 hit points eventually. Almost beat him out, but ultimately lost. Congrats, Brad.
So there you have it. There's an example of a multi-domain command and control card game played out. Jake came out strong with a lot of air assets, but Brad was able to fend him off with his cyber capabilities and in the end use attrition to whittle down Jake's capabilities till he ran out of hit points just before Brad bit the dust. If you'd like more information about the game, contact the Center for Cyberspace Research at the Air Force Institute of Technology.